Everyone thinks you need to spend a ton of money to get a really solid everyday carry setup. Titanium this, premium steel that, $200 knives, $300 loadouts. But what if all that's overkill? Today I went on Amazon with one goal: build a full EDC setup on a budget and see if it can actually compete with the expensive gear we all obsess over. And honestly, this might surprise you. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up is actually the newest pickup and the reason for this entire video, and that's the flashlight. Now, I'm unable to pronounce the name of this brand, but this model is called the T5. And funny enough, this is the same brand that had the Olight Arcfeld copy that I had on the channel a little while back. And though I liked that light, it had one major design flaw, so I was excited to give them another shot with a smaller light. At first glance, this just looks like any typical pocket-sized EDC flashlight. But surprisingly enough, I really like it. It features several different modes. You have a moonlight at 3 lumens, a low at 30, a medium at 120, and a high at 420, and then a turbo at 1400 lumens. It's a really simple UI. Just click and hold to cycle through the different modes and outputs, and then a double click for turbo. You can also triple click for strobe and SOS. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I love having a no-nonsense UI that won't confuse me or leave me stuck in the dark. This has a beam distance of 168 meters, so almost 2 football fields, and for a light this size, I think that's perfectly acceptable. It also features a magnetic tail cap that's pretty strong and is honestly one of my favorite features in the light. I love being able to smack this on a metallic surface and get some hands-free light. This light also features a really nice stainless steel pocket clip that is two-way reversible, so you can mount this on a bill of a hat. I love pocket clips like this because it just adds additional functionality, and it can change a pocket light into a small headlamp. Rounding out the exterior, this light also features onboard USB-C charging, so no need to swap out batteries. It's cool because the button will have a red light when charging and switch over to green when it's completely charged. So we have several modes, respectable output, onboard charging, magnetic tail cap, and a two-way reversible pocket clip. It checks off all the boxes for me, and best part is, this is under the $30 mark and comes in at just $28 at the time of the recording. Yet the crazy thing is, this flashlight is actually almost 2 flashlights in one. If you noticed, the head of the light has a slight cutout. That is because you can actually spin the head down and it changes into a right angled light. I think it's just such a cool feature because you get double the functionality in just one light. It is worth noting that the light also came with a headband in the box, so you can switch it to the 90-degree mode and have a true headlamp. For under the $30 mark, I think it's a really nice pickup. It's just a tad longer than I would have liked, but with a movable head, I can absolutely live with it. Up next is arguably everybody's favorite category, and that is of course the knife. This knife is readily available on Amazon, and best of all, it doesn't break the bank, so it has to be the QSP Penguin. This knife has been covered so widely and for such good reason. This might honestly be the best budget knife there is. A few years back, I would have given that title to the Ontario Rat 1 or 2, but shockingly enough, they have jumped up quite a bit in price, and now the Penguin reigns supreme. You can pick up a Penguin for around $35, but they're often on sale for below that. So what are you getting? You're getting a 3.06 inch blade of D2 steel. You get micarta or carbon fiber handle scales, a deep carry pocket clip, and best of all, absolutely crazy action. I picked up this Penguin a few years ago, and here's a little hot take. It's one of my favorite knives I own. I own knives like 6 to 7 times the price of this, yet this has seen more pocket time and use than all my other knives combined. It's really easy to sharpen and stay sharp, and the action is just so smooth and fun to play with. It's just a really great size and fits the hand really nicely. I actually keep this on my kitchen counter. It's my most used knife, and its main purpose is just to open packages and anything I might need to cut if I'm away from any other knives. It's just so crazy because this guy is so cheap compared to some other knives out there, yet don't let the price fool you. This is incredible. If I didn't have this channel where I'm constantly buying and selling knives for videos, I would be happy with just one knife. That's how good it is. I really need to get my hands on a more premium version of this, maybe an exclusive with S35VN or S90V, and just make it my main carry because I honestly love this knife so much. I honestly cannot recommend the QSP Penguin enough. Go get one right now. Moving on to the multi-tools, I actually went with 2 different options. I narrowed it down to a budget pick and then a slightly more premium option, but still staying relatively budget. First up is the Victorinox Super Tinkerer. This one might look a little funky as I added some Vans-inspired 3D printed scales off Etsy, but underneath it's still the same. The Super Tinkerer might be one of my favorites as it just features so many tools in a relatively slim package. You get a main knife blade, a smaller blade, a big pair of scissors, a bottle opener, can opener, flathead, fully sculpted Phillips screwdriver, a parcel hook, and then an awl. You also get a toothpick and a small pair of tweezers nestled inside the handle. And that's a lot of utility in one compact package. Best of all, it doesn't break the bank. These currently retail for around $45, which is a little bit steep, but you can find these on eBay all day long for under $30. Now, if you want to spend a little bit more on a multi-tool or value a pair of pliers, you're going to spend about double. A good option is a Leatherman Curl. Retailing at the $90 mark, I classify this guy as a Leatherman Wave Lite. Featuring much of the same tools and overall footprint of the Wave, the Curl loses the two outside accessible tools and swaps the locking interior tools and instead uses a strong detent. Best of all, this actually comes with a pocket clip and is $40 cheaper than the Wave. The Curl currently retails for around $90, and though not a cheap purchase by any means, this is still relatively budget Leatherman and should serve you your entire life, as Leatherman features a really generous warranty. Next up is the wallet. A wallet is kind of a tricky one because you can spend a lot on a custom leather wallet, but a cheap $10 wallet will do just the exact same thing. Unfortunately, I'm a stickler for quality gear, so it's kind of hard finding a really nice wallet on Amazon without spending a fortune. I eventually stumbled on this minimalistic ballistic nylon card wallet that proclaims to offer RFID protection, and best of all, it's just $8. Featuring 7 different card slots, a clear ID window, and even a lanyard hole, this thing is pretty unspectacular but efficient. Boasting RFID technology, your cards will remain safe and secure, and this would make a card wallet really good for traveling. For $8, it's kind of hard to go wrong. Costco membership not included. So there we have it, 6 pieces of gear from Amazon that honestly perform better than expected and don't cost a fortune. If you're looking at gear you can't afford, don't stress or have envy. We live in a time where we can get quality gear at pretty affordable prices and you can get it delivered in around 2 days. What a time to live in. So what do you think about my picks? Is there anything on Amazon I'm missing? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.